Americans, we are all familiar with the friendly face of a dolphin that corporations like SeaWorld and the National Aquarium and Swim with Dolphin parks portray. Some say that a day with a dolphin is a life-changing experience. The way that people see dolphins, always happy and smiling, blinds them from the truth behind their lives in glass tanks. In her article, Dolphins Are Not Healers, Lori Mariano states, in the U.S. alone, more than 50 million people visit captive facilities every year. The people who spend money at these facilities are simultaneously supporting the slaughter of thousands of dolphins. The truth behind the capture and captivity of these beautiful mammals is disgusting. Each year from October to April, fishermen in Chijai, Japan, set out to brutally capture bottlenose dolphins in hopes to sell them to marine parks and aquariums around the world. After the dolphins for sale have been selected, the remaining are brutally slaughtered and sold as imitation whale meat. The gruesome details of dolphin captivity in the capture industry must be exposed and put to an end. The long-term effects of this corporation do not only harm dolphins, but humans as well. In many studies, dolphins have been found to possess certain characteristics that only humans have. One example is a dolphin's self-awareness. Are dolphins too smart for captivity? Describes the many disturbing reasons why dolphins do not belong in tanks. Grimm discusses the study done by Lori Mariano and Diana Reese at Brooklyn's New York Aquarium. The two psychologists drew different black shapes on two dolphins in places they could not see themselves. After placing a mirror in front of the dolphins, they each began to look at the new discoveries on their bodies, revealing that dolphins are self-aware animals. Not only are they self-aware, dolphins have the ability to comprehend complex concepts, understand human communication, and retain and apply their memories. Dolphins in captivity are placed under extreme amounts of stress that cause disease and premature death. Captive dolphins are also subject to diseases like gastroenteritis and fungal infections, resulting in more captive deaths in the wild every year. The study outlined an impact of different groups of swimmers on dolphins in Swim with the Dolphin programs in two settings, clearly defines the difference between the mental state of a wild dolphin and that of a captive dolphin. Because the Swim with the Dolphin industry continues to expand, more dolphins are being taken out of spacious seawaters and put into chlorine tanks. The conditions that dolphins face in marine parks and with Swim with the Dolphin are not suitable for any animal with such cognitive abilities. A dolphin's means of communication is acoustic, making them extremely sensitive to loud sounds. In the famous documentary, The Cove, Rick O'Barry talks about how the impact of captivity affects the acoustic senses. The dolphins are captured and put in concrete tanks surrounded by a stadium full of screaming people. At the National Aquarium in Baltimore, dolphins were dying left and right. They couldn't keep dolphins alive, and they finally figured out it was because the filtration system was making a lot of noise. It's stress that kills them. All of the sources of loud and harmful noise forces the dolphins to go crazy, making aquariums literal insane asylums. To successfully attain the best-looking dolphins, trainers from different marine parks set out to Chijai to select which ones meet their standards. Before selection can be made, collection must occur. An eyewitness of the dive hunt in Japan writes, when fishermen spot a pod, they surround it with a small dive boat, using drums and pipes to disorient the dolphins. The dolphins are driven into a holding bay, cornered off with ropes, nets, and left overnight. The next morning, they await their fate, captivity or death. Dolphins form friendships and relationships with other dolphins and retain strong ties with family members. Dolphins are highly social mammals who have long-term relationships and live in complex social groups. Keeping this in mind, imagine the distress that they endure while watching their siblings, parents, offspring, and friends being harmed by the cruel hands of fishermen and dolphin trainers. As if these actions were not bad enough, what happens to the remaining dolphins is perhaps the most awful aspect of the industry. It may seem like a blessing to not be picked for captivity, but the lives of the remaining captured dolphins do not last long. Fishermen must then slaughter the extra dolphins to meet government quotas. The method used to kill the dolphins are as barbaric as it can get. Videotapes documenting the treatment confirms how dolphins are corralled into the shallows and then either suffer a slow, painful death by knife cut to the throat or the spinal cord, if not killed, are hoisted by their tails and dragged aboard trucks for further processing. There are two main reasons the fishermen slaughter those leftovers: pest control and sale of meat. Japanese fishermen who participate in the dive hunt claim that dolphins and whales are a threat to their fisheries. They blame the dolphins for the decrease in the amount of fish sold each year. To compensate for this, Japanese fishermen sell the meat from the dolphins they slaughter to markets and people. What Japan is failing to realize is that the captivity and capture of of dolphins does not only negatively affect the dolphins, it impacts people as well. With thousands of dolphins that are slaughtered each year, their meat is sold off to restaurants, markets, and put in school lunches. This meat on the market is falsely labeled as whale meat because dolphin meat is tainted with extremely toxic levels of mercury. While people think they are eating healthy whale meat, they are actually ingesting deathly amounts of mercury. The maximum level of mercury in seafood recommended by the World Health Organization is 0.4 parts per million, while dolphin meat on the market can contain up to 2,000 parts per million. Not only is the meat sold in stores and restaurants, but it is being put in school lunches where children are now victims and subject to the vicious effects of mercury poisoning. It is our duty as the consumer of this industry to change the way people see dolphin captivity. Unlike animals seen at the zoo, dolphins are closely related to humans. They are self-aware, intelligent, and hold close relationships to other dolphins. Would we consider it humane to subject humans to the same situations we put dolphins in? If we continue to support this industry by purchasing tickets and souvenirs, the mass killings and exploitation of dolphins will continue on. Although it may seem impossible to stop, simply by spreading the truth about dolphin captivity can decrease the amount of dolphins sold and slaughtered. Statistics show that up to 53% of dolphins that survive the capturing process will die within 3 months in captivity. Eventually, there won't be any left to capture, and the dolphin phenomenon will die out for all the wrong reasons.